G'day folks, welcome to this continuation of the A Time for Trumpets 5th Panzer Army scenario. We're at the 17th of December, morning turn. And I've gone through part of the sort of pre-turn details. We've got clear weather with the 5th Panzer Army, and we've got some dense fog down in the south with 7th Army. So, let me take you through. So, I'll explain this in a moment, but let me run through what happened. So, we have the American turn. You can see they've brought those reinforcements up to. It's really just a shifting of their positions along the river. They need to prevent a German crossing of the river in this area. They're already across down here. They've captured Weissenbach. You may notice sneaky Americans have marched into Heinescheid behind. They're in these 45 positions, and the Germans just missed it, really. Clumsy. So they popped out of their defensive positions and have marched into Heinescheid, which kind of puts the Germans in a little bit of trouble. So clear weather, as I said, throughout here. There's the marker there for the core. Down in the south, you may recall the Germans crossed over into Wilbowitz and Drufelt, and there's a bit of trouble for the Americans down here. They don't have a lot to respond with, so you can see a bit of shifting of forces around, relatively weak to be frank. These guys built some improved position 5, and down the south here. Now this is, again, it's going to be dense fog for these guys, so they can move through these along these roads, ignoring zones of control. These guys were forced to counterattack, and they managed to eke out an engagement result, which is pretty lucky. Otherwise it would have been a retreat. In fact, maybe it's in the German interest for them to have that, because it enables the rest of 352nd to skirt around to the south of Edelbrock. We'll cover that in a moment. No bridge blowing until the 18th of December, just a reminder. And so that won't happen in this scenario. And of course, what I've just done is roll for air. So you can probably see these air units out here on the left. There are some restrictions. So with these smaller army scenarios, the Americans have to place, at most, I believe it is, of December. Just a reminder. Oops, sorry about that. They have to place 2 of these air units with 8 core, and the Germans have to place 2 units with the 66th core up here, and this is the excess that we didn't place. So the Germans also had 2 more 190s, and the Americans rolled for a lot of B-26s. So they've kept a Junkers 88 and a Me 262, and the Americans have a B-26 and a P-47. And this is the point I'm at. I'm at the point of where are we? The air segment. Allocated aircraft to core. Now we're assigning aircraft to strafing missions. Now there is, strafing missions. I always mispronounce it. So I'll try to be conscious of that. Strafing. And here we are. There's an order here. Germans assign bombers first. Now, I've been looking at the range of these units, and if I zoom out, you'll notice, if I highlight the range of these air, they can't reach along the very northern edge of the border here. So if these guys, who can reach up there, if they can place their E-262 up here, for a strafing mission, it can't be intercepted because it's out of the range. Actually, sorry, it'd have to be bombers first. So I place German bombers and Allied bombers, then German fighters, and then I can assign Allied fighters. So I could assign Allied fighters to strafing missions. There's just so much going on, and I don't know. I don't know what to do with them. A lot of artillery here. There's so many threats. Okay, so we've got second Panzer in here. Maybe I throw it right in the middle here and disrupt the bulk of this 47th Corps artillery, or at least the artillery in this area. That might be nice to disrupt their sort of support for attacks on Clairvaux. I could disrupt them down here and disrupt movement. I could place them down further and disrupt that 5th Volksjäger. There's a lot of options, and I just don't know what the best option is. For this, this is where the considerations differ depending on whether you're playing a scenario, or what scenario you're playing really. Whether it's a smaller scenario, as this is, or a larger campaign. Now, if this was a larger campaign, I'm sure I would want to prevent the 5th Volksjäger breaking through here, so I might send it down here. But for this particular scenario, my main focus is, let me show you the scenario information. We are trying to basically prevent the Germans from capturing key villages, mainly along the Ur River. 5th Panzer Army scenario, here we are. Right, is this the right one? 17th, 5th Panzer, okay, yep. So we're looking at, let's go through these. Schwanweiler, down here, the Germans are certain to capture that. Ettelbruck, this might be a challenge. Now keep in mind, this is the 17th morning turn. It ends on the 17th evening turn. So the Germans have 3 more turns left to achieve these objectives. This one, the Americans just aren't going to bother contesting that. It's going to happen this turn. This will be tough for the Germans, and they'd love to get around this north side of the river. They need to capture Diekirch first. That's not an objective, so they need to clear that out to enable the 352nd to advance on Ettelbruck. Then we've got Burscheid here, and because of the dense fog, these guys can cross straight over the river, and they'll be able to get a good attack on that. I'm quietly confident that will fall this turn. Quietly confident. Kaltenbach's been captured. Wildowitz has been captured. Drefeld has been captured. Clairvaux is the next big objective. So Ettelbruck, Clairvaux. And now that I've got these AFVs across the river and attacking from here, this is still going to be tough. It's going to be defender, I believe, at least doubled to 16. It will be tough, but I've got a lot of 2nd Panzer Army forces in that area. Moving north, Weiss Wampak has been captured. Uren, which is, I believe, here, yep, it's close. The Americans actually withdrew from here to reinforce further to the north, I believe. Stop this advance. So stop 2nd Panzer driving too far to the north. Heinescheid isn't an objective, but it really disrupts that movement to the north, which has been critical. In this small scenario, this is a really important move. In any scenario, it'd be an important move. And the Germans are very clumsy for letting that happen. Then we've got Berg Roland here. He's very well defended with 6. And then we have Steinerbrock, which is here, and it is immensely well defended by 17 combat factors. So this, I don't know how the Germans are going to capture this, to be frank. 16, they're going to need, with engineers, they're going to need some very, very good die rolls to capture this. I think that's it, to be blunt. They're going to need to get incredibly lucky on die rolls. They are trying to push north, and the other one is under here, Schomburg. So that's the other objective, which is already captured. So they need to get across here, try and clear out the engineers from here, drive down here. This is, another strong defensive position with 4. Actually, they shouldn't stack together. Wait, I think 9th. I don't think they should stack together. It may have been an error when I was doing the German turn. This is 9th Armoured Division. It'd be 9th Armoured Division rule. It's dispersed 9th Armored Division. Yeah, I can't find any rules for them, so maybe they're independent. Or, sorry, core echelon level. So probably best not to stack them together. So yeah. So, yeah, where do I send my air, basically, was the question. And again, this is less important. Preventing the fall of Clairvaux might be important. If I could, what I'm thinking is, so where can the Corps send their bombers? They can send their bombers. As I said, this is going to be important, so that's probably where they're going to send their bombers. I might keep my fighters, P-47s, in reserve to intercept the bombers, rather than send them on a strafing mission, which may or may not do anything. I think I'd like to keep them to prevent ignore those, get them out of the way, the Junkers 88s from hitting their target. And I will save the B-26s for a potential counterattack. For ground support is what I'm thinking in a counterattack, which means that for strafing missions, we've just got this one. Let me take you through the strafing. Interception happens, but there's nothing available in range to intercept, so we can skip straight through that and go to the strafe attack. After interception is resolved, enemy ground combat units in this strafe area may be strafed. Strafing player may choose not to attack every hex, so I can ignore, for example. And the reason I picked this hex is it's both out of range, and it's out of range of the AA fire in that hex there. I eyed off this area here. It's probably I think it was one of these hexes would give me the best impact on artillery. This hex here keeps me safer, avoids interception, while still doing potential damage to our artillery. So there's an order of strafing, but there's only one strafing unit, so we can head straight to it. It's resolved using the roll of a red and white die. The red die resolves the strafe against the target using the strafe attack table. The white die, which is the second die, resolves AA fire versus the aircraft. Each AFV must be strafed. So within a hex, each AFV is strafed, then non-HQ units. After all non-HQ units, then HQ units. Repeat until all enemy occupied hexes are strafed, or until the attacker stops or it's aborted. Now this is the important rule here. Artillery units in battery and deployed HQ that are disrupted by a strafe attack are flipped to their march order, and they remain in march order until they remove that disruption, which won't be until the end of this turn. So if I'm successful in disrupting them, they won't be able to fire, and that's what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to reduce American artillery fire. Let's shift to the charts. Here it is, strafe attack tables. So I think this is the most important hex by virtue of the size of the artillery, its range, and the fact that it's not adjacent to enemy AA. Actually, maybe this one would be more important because it's just a little bit closer and thus can extend 2 hexes further. So I roll a red and a white die. So first die is red, second die is white. So the Germans want, this is a Me-262, not great. You know what, I could also strafe with the Junkers 88 and it's actually far more effective. Not to worry, I've committed to this. That's what I'll do. So, left is red. This is what I'm looking for this strafe attack. This is AA. For die roll modifiers, for red, we are looking at not much, I don't think. There's no AA, there's no truck units. It's not in a forest. So there's, as far as I'm aware, there are no modifiers. And for AA return fire, there's no AFVs, again, no AA. So no modifiers for that as well. Let's roll to see what we get. Now a 262 will abort on a 6 here. They'll hit on a 2 or less here. So we need Germans want a 2 or less and less than a 6. A 4 and a 5. That's a miss for, I believe, choose a first target. Yeah, target first. So it's the top artillery unit. Then we go to the second artillery unit in that hex. Roll again, needing a 2 or less than that first die. Yes. Okay, so this unit is disrupted. And they have to flip to their march side, and they will not be able to fire this turn. Where did my aircraft go? There it is. Oops, I went the wrong area. I went the wrong way. I was rolling for here, not down here. Okay, so now I should do what I was meant to do. Come down here, and any fighter versus truck units in a forest. This is technically a truck. Yeah, it's a truck unit. Despite the fact that they're deployed, they are a truck unit. So it's a -2 dice roll modifier. Which is good for the Germans. So they want a 4 or less on that first die. They get it. That unit is also disrupted. So I've just cut out 4 American artillery points. I am now going to shift to, I'd love to target that one. It's a risk, but I'm going to try and get a hit on the do I bother hitting the infantry? Disrupted, they're not really doing that much. I might just take the gamble and try and hit here. I'm going to target the artillery first. Now it's a bit more dangerous. Now there's AA in the adjacent hex, so they're only going to hit on a 1 on that left hand side dice, and they instead will be hit on a 5 or 6. Okay, so they've been hit, which means they now abort. The mission is over. No further strafing attacks are allowed by that unit. And that was just my target to show where it was happening. So look, they disrupted 2 artillery battalions there. That's pretty decent, I think, respectable. Happy with that. And we can return to the sequence of play. Command segment. These guys are all out of command, out of supply. I think that's about all that applies. These guys can draw supply here. The lines are pretty solid now. These guys are also out of command, out of supply. Down here, 28th, I'm pretty confident they're going to be 1, 2... Now it's clear weather, so they will also be out of command, out of supply. It's cut there and it's cut across the river. This is clear weather, keep in mind. And these guys as well. That was a risky move, moving down here, but almost suicidal. Elsewhere, we do have the command post, but I don't think it can... All these units down here might be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, they're out of range, which puts that out of supply, and all these 28 infantry units also out of supply and out of command. Unless I'm missing something. I think they've I don't know, I can't recall what happened to that CP. I think they had to pull away. They were evacuated, but they're out of range, basically. So they have troubles. The Germans should all be pretty good. They've kept their divisions really close together. It's just the Americans in that kind of panic. And of course on the defence against these rolling core have struggled to retain sort of cohesion. These guys are out of supply. Not out of supply. Yes, out of supply and also out of command. They're a long way. I didn't even move those guys from memory. I forgot to move them, so let me move them back up. I'll move them to here. I'll move them to there. They were meant to rejoin Panzerlier because I was trying to keep those formations together, and I forgot to return to it. And I also have reinforcements. American reinforcements arrived last turn. They're on their way. This turn, we're looking at 17th morning. I don't think that applies. Nothing else. Oh, these may come on. I'll check that out later. For German reinforcements, 5th Panzer Army. Panzer Army, 17th morning. EE. They begin in or adjacent to Prüm. I'll have to find Prüm, and I'll see 83.5.4. So 83.5.4. Did I read that right? EE. I don't even know where Prüm is. It is almost directly east of Winterspelt, according to Google Maps. And now I've forgotten where Winterspelt is. Here it is. So Prüm must be here. Oh, of course, big town. Okay, so they start there, or adjacent to it. Interesting little unit. Of 1 combat factor army level battalion. I don't know much about them. Ostruppen. Okay, so that should be. Hey, Massimo. Not at all. I appreciate your help. Okay, so let's go back to the sequence of play. Command, supplies, that's all good. We can now advance to the German player turn and movement. So what do I want to activate first? Let's double check dense fog. Okay, so dense fog basically cancels all zones of control. It impacts movement along roads, so restricting roads movement on these roads to 1 movement factor per hex for all units. Right, it's pretty standard throughout dense fog, 1 movement factor regardless of the unit type. But it's +1 to enter a hex if not moving along a road. So basically for this infantry to cross this river, actually they don't need to, they can cross the bridge here. So these guys can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 straight up to Wiltz. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is kind of part of what I'm thinking. Alternatively, they could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and they'd have to end their movement there. So it's much easier to go. Yeah. What I could do is get one unit, get these guys across the river. I'll get these guys, because they're on the bridge, they can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll get an attack on the rear of Wiltz. It doesn't matter. This is the thing. Wiltz isn't an objective in this scenario. Burscheid is. And Ettelbruck are. So I think like again, long term, I'd definitely be driving out west. For this scenario, I kind of want to drive south. Which is kind of, yeah, I'm kind of a bit torn. The idea of capturing Wiltz and driving on Wiltz is important for the 5th. This fault from Jaeger division, but objectives basically. They must follow their objectives. So let's get them across this river. So at least they're across in case the next turn is clear. And then we'll move down. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These guys will cross as well. We'll try and get as many factors on these engineers to clear them out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And look, they'll cross the river just to hold these Americans in place. We have our Stug across the river as well now. And yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He can't do much. It's a shame. So dense fog is kind of slowing down these Germans. So that would be great to get them to the front, but no can do unless, yeah, they're engaged. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll move that command post up a bit. Hey Cole, welcome. I've only just started. This is the first core activation. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to do a core event as well. So let me roll for that. This is the 85th. Need the playbook. 85th core. Here it is. And they have, it's the 17th now, so look at this. Okay. They occupy, what is Consum? Occupy Consum, Horscheid, not Borscheid, and not Ettelbruck. So there's no dice roll modifier, it's just a roll, and I'll roll on the roller. First dice is a 2 on the 17th morning, is a result of D. The Roth Bridge is improved. Where on earth is it's 974. So if I go to here, scenario book, the Rothbridge 974. I forgot what 974 refers to. But the bridge is improved. Well, I'm not building any bridges anyway, so that's probably largely irrelevant. If I was building across the Roth Bridge, it'd be improved, but I'm not building any bridges. Sorry, I'm scrolling around really quickly. None of that matters, I don't think. Okay. So that's 5th Volkswagen moving to there. Okay, I could get these engineers. They've now completed their bridge and are free to move. Oh, and I've got some 50 second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They will happily move into there. They will attack, so I don't have to worry about the engage marker. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What else can I do? More engineers. Look, probably best if I keep this thematic, right? Movement costs for engineers. It's going to be expensive. I'm going to have to do the fair. I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I go up to here, so I will bring up 1, 2, 3. They are Stugs, so can they make it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? Yes. No, that's 5th Volkswagen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How far can they make it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What else have I got? I think I'm going to have to bring these engineers up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Artillery's in range, but I'll bring it a bit closer. 1, 2. Oh, jeez. They don't have a lot of movement if they flip. Time to bring up, what else? 1, 2, 3, oh jeez. Okay, maybe I get the nebula developers up 1. No, because I can't, because it's a dense fog turn, which is just going to slow all this road movement down. One, 2, 3. I'm going to get these guys across that bridge. 1, 2. This is a bit of a weird thing, but if I can, every little bit helps, I guess, at this stage. Those bridges aren't going to matter. These are reinforcement bridges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we'll get Volkswagen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, command post. 1, 2, 3, 4. This artillery here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These guys. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2. Actually, let me undo that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, they might be able to lend some support for this attack. This should be pretty overwhelming. Yeah, so they're all out of supply, out of comms, I believe. And immobile, it's getting really finicky with this artillery. I think that'll do it. So it's a bit of a slow start, but let's. Oh, of course, these guys here. Now, 4, 5, 6, and they've captured Schwandweiler. And I'll go 1, 2, 3. These guys will go. Oh, what's their movement costs through here? It's going to be truck, broken 3 plus 1 is 4, 5, 6, 7. Again, this is a bit weird because normally in a bigger scenario, or the 7th army, you'd have a lot of other units. You'd have 4th division, it's a 10th armored division down here as well, and instead we've just got this kind of weird open space. The idea is it's not a main part of your campaign, but you just still need to do it. Stops you sending the 352nd up to the north. They've got to focus on these objectives. And they've captured one. They've got to capture Edelbrook, which is going to be hard for them to capture. Okay, let's do some combat. So we have a unit across the river, and they've got no artillery, so it's basically 12, 13, 14, 15 on 2. And I will throw some artillery here because I may as well. This artillery, I may as well throw all these Nebelwerfers. This is, I guarantee it's going to be. I'm not even going to bother with the odds. It's going to be like 13 to 1 or something. So 7 to 1. It's a day turn now. In broken is 1 to the left, 2 to the left. Again, I'm after all these modifiers, it's still going to be. If I throw the Nebelwerfers in here, oh, actually, I better do it just to be safe. 12, 13, 15 to 2, and I'll throw in all these Nebelwerfers and the artillery that can't reach further. I might actually move my headquarters up. 1, 2. They have a really low range, so let me rethink that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. Yep. Hey Blue, welcome. Okay, so first combat of the day. We've got 12, 13, 14, 15 on 2. I'm throwing a lot of artillery in because I can't reach anywhere else. So we've got Nebelwerfers first, sorry. 11, 16, 27, 33. 33 quartered to 8. Plus 8. And then we've got the artillery that can't really reach anywhere else, which is these guys. So let me get some fired markers. And they've fired. They've fired. Who else can't reach any further? Well, they could reach this combat over here. So it's just going to be that one artillery piece there, which will be in dense fog into broken, halved for 1, so that's plus 9. So looking at 24 on 2, which is 12 to 1, and then 2 to the left for 1 left for broken. Like I said, it's still going to be 7 to 1 at most. Plus 1 because I have the ER, minus 1 for my flanking, and that should be it. Should be 7 to 1 with no modifiers. What have they got here? Sorry. Yep, 7 to 1. And the roll is a 2-4. 7 to 1. 2 when you're near range. A 4 is a 1. DR. 2, 4, 1 DR1, so it kills them, and they can advance. Okay, but not with the bridge. Next combat around here, we have got 10, 25, 25 on 3. They are in a town, which in the day will double and 1 to the left. So we're looking at 25 on 6, 1 to the left. no fort, which is good. I have... okay, this could be interesting. I do have AFV with infantry. They don't have an AFV. They don't have a frontline unit, so it's going to be no frontline unit, one to the right. I'm flanking. Yeah, okay. They are out of one right, out of supply, out of comms, and so I'm looking at 4 to 1, 5 to 1, 6 to 1. I just need to throw a little bit of artillery into that, and we should be right. So let's throw, I guess the rest of the divisional artillery is, actually that's some core artillery, right? So I want to keep the core artillery. Oh, they can't reach. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, they won't be able to reach this attack over here, which is problematic. Oh, they can. So that's 352nd. So they will fire for 4. Plus 8 is 12. Plus 7 is 19. 22. 22 artillery firing into a town, which will be halved, which is 11. So we're looking at 36 on 6. That's going to be 7 to 1. I have engineers as well for another -1. So 7 to 1 minus 2. Combined arms as well. Combined arms, it does nothing for a town. So 7 to 1 minus 2. Here we go. 3 and 5. So that becomes 1 and 3. The 3 turns into 1 DR2. They're gone. And a DR2. 1, 2. The armour can advance up to here, as can the engineers. 1, 2. I'll keep the infantry south of there. And we're on the outskirts of Ettelbruck. Okay. Last combat for this corps up here. We've got a lot. 25, 30, 33 on 3. And they are in Woods Village. Okay, so the woods won't do anything. The village will give them a +1. They're engineers, so +1. I just have a lot of infantry. Oh no, I have engineers as well. And I'm flanking. So I have engineers and I'm flanking. So, okay, they could... Yeah, there's nothing they can do around this area. So we're looking at basically a 7 to 1 with no modifiers. And the rolls are, unless I've missed something, got flanking, got my engineers. Yeah, 7 to 1. 7 to 1. 4 is going to be a 1D1. So they take a hit and retreat, and they can retreat down to here because it's dense fog. So I can advance 7 to 1, just double checking that. 7 or 4s, yep. Advance across there. And the engineers slip away through the fog. Just double checking all those things. I'm worried about missing something with this dense fog. Okay, so that's that call done. You can see they're pushing down on Dekirk Ettelbruck. This is not really how things would normally go. Normally, I think if this is a larger campaign, I'd drive the 5th Volksmega through these roads to get to Wiltz. Cut off these units here. Okay, let's shift now to... Actually, I'm gonna shift all the way up to the north. Because this is where I've disrupted their artillery. Will I? No, let's just go south. South to the bottom. So, here we are. And we need an event for these guys. And that's in the playbook. And we're looking at the 40... These guys, 47th core. That's right, Dense Fog is in any terrain, so they could have retreated to the clear as well. So 47th core, okay, let's look at this modifiers for this 17th of December. Clervaux is occupied by the US, +1. Drafelt, I think there's two different spellings there. There's Drafelt and there's Drafelt. Are they different areas? Is there a Drafelt that I'm missing, or is that Drafelt? It's got to be the same place, right? I'm going to assume that that's a -1. Vilvervilts is a -1, and Kaltenbach is a -1. So it's net -2. So -3 +1, -2 dice roll modifier. First dice on this roll is a 6, -2 is a 4, which has no effect. Narrowly. The Germans narrowly escape an adverse random event. And they want to capture Wilts. This has got to be my objective, because they've achieved pretty much Kaltenbach, Wilverwilts, Drafelt, Weissvampach. They don't need Heinescheid, but they'll certainly try to clear those guys out. The question, I guess, is what do we do with the 26? They've achieved their objectives remarkably well on that previous turn, that series of great combats down here in the south. I have got 2-1 odds here as well against this armoured formation. So I could... can I overrun? Every time I think I can overrun, there's something stopping me. Overrun a day term. One step frontline combat unit may be overrunning clear, woods, or broken. They are in broken. Hex can't be occupied by more than one step. It's not a heavy AFV. It doesn't have a roadblock. It's not an engaged unit. Doesn't contain a village. This is clear weather as well. We're not looking at fog anymore. The attacking units are not crossing a river or stream. The attacking units must include infantry. That's what's stopping me, of course. I don't have the infantry with me. So I can't do the overrun. So it looks like it's just going to be a nice attack on Clervaux. And I want to really get... I want to get as many factors as possible into this hex, because this is just going to be tough. So what I'm going to do is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what I'm doing here is clearing space. These guys... Actually, let's double check this overrun, because if I can get these guys 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah, maybe I can overrun. Movement ends for the units that attain the overrun. Yeah, so I could potentially move this tank out of the way, move this infantry. There's a way to get this done, I think. It's a bit tricky though. It'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They'd have to stop there. They'd overrun this hex, eliminate it. Wait, no, I wouldn't then have 16. Yeah, I would. I'd have more than 10-1 odds just by moving one of these tanks out of the way. So if I go, hey tanks, how about you guys do something else, like cause some trouble elsewhere. And let's shift in there. One AFVs in broken is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can stop there. And I can bring this cross-country infantry 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You must move zone of control to zone of control. To overrun, you must move zone of control. I'm not sure what you mean there, Massimo. Attacking units. This is, we're looking at a one-step, I'll just double check this again. A one-step frontline combat unit in a broken terrain. It's not a heavy AFE. I have now infantry plus tanks. I move next to the defender and stop. I must have enough, the tank must have enough movement factors to enter the defender's hex, as if there was no defender there. Oh, you're saying you can't move because I'm in this unit's zone of control. Gotcha. Right, so I wouldn't be allowed to move in there because of the zone of control from this hex. Okay, that destroys my plans. Yeah, I see. So you must still adhere to other zone of control rules. In that case, we will return to the original plan and just throw everything we can at Clairvaux. Oh, and how can I get the best odds? What are the other objectives? That's the other thing I need to keep in mind. So I've got to clear these guys out now. 1, 2. Let's think about this. I want to bring these Nebelwerfers up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. 1. Yep, they can reach as well. With 3, they can get in there. Oh no, wait, sorry, my apologies. Trucks. So these guys are a bit more difficult. They'd have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They can actually make it along those roads. That lets me fire my Nebelwerfers into Clairvaux as well. Now I want to get as much artillery as possible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They can attack, but I'll get them a bit closer just so they're prepared for future turns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. What are we looking at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We do have 26th Division troops down here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, they're in range. They're in range. This is going to be a big attack. And even then, I'm worried that they may not have the numbers to get the job done. Okay. Would love to get some engineers down here as well. So if I can go... Oh, it's a truck, sorry. My apologies. I could get engineers down to here. That's just a -1 modifier, but might be worth it. Cross country, perhaps. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They can reach there. Same again with our reconnaissance. So there's another -1 modifier that I'll be throwing in. Flanking as well. Combined arms doesn't matter. Flanking does. If I can get a Stug, I can get a Stug assault as well. Where do I bring all my Stug? They're up here. They're now blocking. Okay. They've blocked my Stugs. You did it. Oh, I don't get the Stug assault. It wouldn't have mattered anyway. It's a town. I can save the Stugs to something further north. So look, that's a heck of a lot of 2nd Panzer. It will use, of course... No, it won't. It's not night time anymore. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot. Fingers crossed. Alright, let's... with the rest of our forces... Can I spare... I can get 1 more unit in. I think I want to. 1, 2, 3... Get them in there. And the rest of these guys will try to clear out this unit. And that doesn't matter. Again, if this was a larger campaign, I'd definitely drive through Trois Vierges, but it's not. So I just have to kind of hold these units here and look towards Uren, which is here, and they're out of comms. So let's get these guys. Ooh, broken terrain. AFV is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 into there, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into there. These guys will hold the line. In fact, I need some infantry up here as well. And we've got Panzerlehr. Well, the cross-country units can not cross that river. So I can't. I could get an attack. Maybe I shift. If I throw everything in this hex, it's almost sacrificing. Unless I can bring these guys into there. No engineering bonus if through a river hex side. No one told me. Why is there no engineering bonus if through a river hex side? Engineers, where's that? Infantry engineers, at least one must not be attacking. Oh god, that little footnote, I didn't notice. Ah, that sucks. I can't get the engineers because they're a truck unit. I can't get them through this area. That's a shame. Well, maybe, instead of using them there, I'll bring them up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bring them up to this combat instead. Oh wait, can I do that? Where'd they come from? No, they can't. I keep forgetting about this unit. They'll throw themselves into this combat. These guys are really annoying. That was very clumsy of the Germans to let this unit just slip into that main road. I'd be doing a lot more if this main road was open. Alright, Panzerlehr now. And I don't know what to do with these guys. I'm going to set the infantry here instead of on that road. Because I'm going to get Panzerlehr to come around. They're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. There. Do I have any infantry around here? Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3.5, 4.5, 5, 6, 7.5, I think. Maybe I'll just throw them in there. And these guys will not cross the river because they're not allowed to. And I accidentally just closed. Yeah, only foot units across an unbridged river. Look, if Panzerlehr can clear out these units, perhaps. Oh, geez, it's really putting a strain on their HQ command limits. Where is their HQ? Here it is, 10. So if they go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's okay. Now these guys can go 1, 2 into there, and this is risky, but maybe I could get an attack in here and attack in there. These guys are out of comms, out of supply, so they'd be good attacks. Not using combined arms, of course, but they won't have any artillery to draw on either. So I've kind of split Panzerlier along this road in an interesting way. And that's all they can do, because there's some issues with stacking with the 560th in the way. Artillery will hold there. A lot of other tanks in the area. Maybe I'll get them around here. 1, 2, 3 and a half. They'll join. They'll join. Put them in there, throw them in there. They can reach there as well. Artillery left behind over the river. Infantry, some more infantry here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to get in there. Yeah, okay. Traffic jams indeed on this primary road. That's all their movement. Now let's do some combat. And I'll kick things off up here in the north where it could be interesting. So what I want to do is just get a... I'm thinking just a basic 6-to-1 attack, and then I'll reserve the others for the 2-factor unit up there. So if I go 6-to-1 up here, they cannot, they're out of supply. 6-to-1, 2 left, then 2 to the right. I'll have a couple of, an adverse modifier because I'm AFE attacking alone, but I can draw on my artillery to go, for example, Panzerlier, let's go... it's in woods in day. They're going to love that. Full strength. I probably just need 4, right? To push me up to 10-to-1. And then they've got a +1 modifier. I've got another +1, another negative modifier because I'm AFE, I think. I have an AFE without infantry, and they have infantry, so it's a... oh, it's actually 1 to the left rather than +1. So 10-to-1 becomes 9, yeah, 9-to-1. The woods, of course, shift it... the forest, sorry, shifts it a further to the left. So it goes down to 7-to-1 +1. 7-to-1 +1 is 4, which doesn't hurt me, and a 2, which is 1 DR3. But I won't advance into there. And the second attack up here is going to be 14 on 2. And again, just a little bit of... they're going to have, I think... well, forest is just 1 to the left anyway, so it's just during daylight, of course. 1 to the left, you're going to have a +1. So if I get, again, just another little bit of artillery, 4 points, firing into woods, should be at full strength. From memory, yep, full CP, so we're looking at now 18 on 2, which is 9-to-1, 1 to the left. I have infantry now with this attack. So we're looking at, yeah, at most 7-to-1 +1 is not that great. 7-to-1 +1 is going to be a 6 DR3. They have nowhere to retreat to, so they're eliminated. And I could advance, but I won't. I'll clear those roads. So what we've done here is this. Some pretty good attacks. Because they're out of supply, out of comms, surrounded, that was pretty much guaranteed. But what it does is it enables 116th to move through this area more freely, and 560th to do what they want to do with less disruption from these units. Let's attack these guys. Also, Actually, we'll save them till... we may as well finish them off because... actually, no. I'll wait and see what I can do with Clervaux. So let's do the big attack here. We're looking at 24 plus 12 plus 17 plus 9. That's it. I need a calculator. Okay, so we got 24 plus 12 plus 17 plus 9 is 62 versus 8. Oh, so currently looking at 7 to 1. And like I said, I'm going to throw everything at this attack. So, fire up the artillery. We've got 10. Plus 16, 26, 32 Nebelwerfers. Now they are firing into a town which is going to halve them to 16. 16 Nebelwerfers. Our artillery is also firing in a town. They're also going to be halved. So we've got 1, 2, 13, 20, 30, 40, 52, 61, 69, 69 pieces of artillery, 69, 69 halved will be 35 when rounded up. That's pretty much the entire it's a lot of core artillery. I didn't throw any Panzer artillery in there, did I? I don't think so. Look, I might just save a couple of pieces. I'll subtract 8 from that to make it 61, halved to 31. So I'd like to save 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can't reach anyway. There's only 4 there, sorry. And only 4 there as well. So take 9 and they can reach though. So if I take 9 away, it's just 60, so 30. These guns down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, if they can reach. Put 6 back on, which is 33. I kind of would like to hold more than 5 for this combat up here on Uren. That's could be an important combat, so I want to save some second Panzer. Here we go. We can save. I take 10 away. That gives me 28, I think. Fort should be quartered. Oh, of course, it's a fort. It's not just the town, it's the fort there. And that'll half field artillery, quarter the Nebelwerfers, so that's actually 8 plus 28, which is 36 plus 62, which is 98 on 8. And, as I said, this is an important combat, so I'm gonna... No, I can't bring my bombers over. It has to be with that core. Or involve unit of that core. So, the Americans are going to throw all their artillery. They recognise the significance of this as well. So, 1, 2, yep, 3. 7. 7. 7 halved, rounded up is 4. So we're looking at 98 on 12. That's not a lot of American artillery in the area. Yep. So 98 divided by 12 is 8 to 1. Wow. Now let's look at, well, this is before shifts. Okay, so we've got 2 left for the fort. Oh. Sorry, of course, the defender should be doubled first because they're in town. So it's actually 8, 16 plus 4 is 20. 20, so it's 98 on 20, which is only 4 to 1. 2 left for the fort. Oh, this is going to be a bit of a tricky one. What have they got? They do have frontline units there. Okay. They've got +1 for ER. I am flanking them. Reconnaissance doesn't matter because it's not a snow night. Jeez. I think that's about it. +1, -1. So it's 2 to them. Just like I said, all that effort for 2 to 1 odds. And this is going to be an important roll. 2 to 1, no modifiers. So pretty much they've got a 1 in 3 chance. Yep. Just double checking, see if I've missed anything. No combined arms, no Still Assault. Defender ×2 for the town. Ooh. Alright, here comes an important die roll. 2 to 1. If ever the Germans wanted something low, this is it. They want a 1 or a 2. Flank not possible through river. Flank not possible through river. Front attacking 3 hexes. Attack must include a frontline unit attacking from at least 3 hexes that are not from at least 3. Okay, so at least 3 hexes. Okay, so it's going to be +1. So this is even reducing their odds even more. +1 dice roll modifier. A 4 goes up to a 5. So we're looking at 3, 5 on 2 to 1. The 3 will cause a step loss. The 5 on 2 to 1 will cause an engage result. Oh. That's a tough nut to crack. All these units are engaged now. Yeah, that's hard. That's really hard. The Germans got 2 more turns to push through here, to capture Clairvaux. It's not going to be easy. Okay, combat up here now. 14, 15, 16, 17, 28 on 5. And they're in a town, so that's going to be +1. So we're at 5 to 1, +1. I've got engineers. I've got that's it. So engineers and flanking, and they're in the clear. So look at 5 to 1 minus 1. Combined arms in the clear is 2 to the right, so 7 to 1. 7 to 1 minus 1. Oh, God. It's clear weather, so that doesn't affect anything. So 7 to 1, 5 and 5 is a DR4 result. Oh, sorry, to the right. Yeah, 7 to 1. Yeah, they're out of comms as supply as well. DR4. 1, they've got nowhere to go. They're going to have to be eliminated. Yep, and these guys have a retreat 4. So they can go 1 up to the road there. 1. Got to follow the road, don't I? But I can advance 4 hexes, right? Fire a basic advance. So 1, 2, they can go in there. Send them up there. Send them there. I guess we'll follow the road up. No, they weren't in range, were they? Sorry. Okay, so we cleared the Germans out, actually eliminated their unit. Last attack for this corps, I believe. Not going to bother attacking up there. In fact, I didn't move any of these guys. They will just consolidate their position. May as well. Bring our reconnaissance units up. They could have almost blocked that artillery if I thought about it. I completely forgot to move these guys. Again, they would do a lot more if they were part of a larger scenario. In fact, they probably want to at least defend that a little bit, right? Okay. So last combat, as I said, up here we have got 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. On 3, and where's that artillery that I was going to bring up? Here it is. It's into the woods, so it'll be plus 10. So look at 23 on 3, which is 7 to 1. But well, to the right, I don't have any infantry with me, so I've got an AFV without infantry. They don't have infantry either, so it's cancel each other out. I think this is 7 to 1 basically. 7 to 1, 3 and 5. The 5 is a DR4, and they can't go anywhere, so they are eliminated. And I capture Uren, and I can advance DR4 for what are we looking at here? I've got these are combat support units, I guess. So they can't go too far. They're all combat support, I think. 4 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, and I'll hold that road as well. In fact, I might split it up a bit. Like so. So we've secured Uren, shifting north, drifting a long way from our HQ though, which is all the way back here somewhere, right? Or here. 10 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So maybe just backwards. Okay. How are we going for time? We're good, okay. Got time for at least this guy, this formation. The 58th. Let's check their events. Alright, they have now captured Urenenburg. We haven't captured Bergerland. So it's a net... Oh no, hold on, we're looking at the 17th turn. So Weiss van Pack is captured. Traviège is not. And Bastelaine is way behind the lines. So it's a +1 modifier for the die roll. And it's a 7. Ouch. It's a G result, which is the US may place a roadblock in Weiss Vampak. I don't know how they can because it's occupied, so I'm going to ignore that. And we're looking at this formation. 2 with a 5/60th and 116th. Now the 5/60th can get across the river here. They can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold on, can they move through? I can't recall if you can move through. Are they core? I don't think you can. Faults negate. Engineer results. Oh, so it may have just been a DR3. I think I only moved 3 anyway. Or did I say it was a 4? Maybe did they advance too far? Seven. I can't recall. Trying to remember if units from different core can move through each other. I know I've normal unit stacking. Units of a friendly army may not enter hexes with units of another friendly army, but units of a friendly core may not enter hexes with units of another friendly core. Okay, but combat units of brigades and divisions of the same core may pass through each other, as long as they don't stack. So yeah, different core cannot mix together. So I can't move through these roads. These guys are occupying the road. Look, I wonder if in hindsight, knowing I was going to activate these guys next, I'll just not do that. I won't move up into the road, which will let me get... In fact, they can move up to there. No, they can't. They have to follow the road. Maybe they'll stay off that that road and let the 560th get across that bridge. That's probably what they want to do. Actually, I can move up to here in full, whilst leaving this road clear for the 560th. They can now get straight across here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1. Broken for foot units is 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or I could also alternatively go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's get this reconnaissance unit up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5/60th holding that area west of the river. So let's get the rest of the 5/60th over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm looking now at Berg-Roland as my next objective for this corps. And I think it's tough. They've got 6 combat factors and they will have artillery support. So I'd like to get as much into these hexes as possible. I've also got elements of the 116th up here as well. I think I need to get here first. One, two, get those tanks in, get that infantry in. Engineers are on the wrong side of the river, now that I know. What do we got here? 3 combat factors. I could get a decent maybe attack into there. Or it should just be wasting my time across the river into forest. That'd be tough. So about 3 combat shifts to the left. I'm wondering what to do with the 116 in here. Whether to try to push through or just focus my efforts on crossing the river to the west here. Alright, let's go into there. Let's get this armour into there. And yeah, a half. 1, 2, 3, I think. 4, 5, 6. And I'll get the engineers up here. Truck in broken is 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm not going to attack up here, so I'm thinking I might just pull these guys back down and around. So a half. Yeah. It's AFE broken is 3. Yeah, we'll do that. Which puts a lot of pressure on this combat and the attack of Berg-Roland. I've got a lot in the area. Again, I think I'm going to throw all my artillery at this attack and see what happens. Which means getting my nebel efforts up a bit closer. 1, 2, 3, 4. They can follow. They'll follow. They'll follow. They'll follow. Artillery around here is nebel efforts here. 1, 2, 3 and a half. Yep. And yeah, this artillery is all in range as well. Let's get our HQ up a bit closer. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Another big focus combat coming up into this hex. We've got 560th and 116th working together. We've got 7 plus 5 is 12 plus 17 plus 14. That doesn't seem like a lot. $43 on 6, right? Yeah. Now they don't have forts, which is good. It's just going to be the... they're in broken terrain. Actually, this could go quite well, I think. Well, let's see. They're in broken terrain, which is 1 to the left, plus 1. That's before any artillery or anything. Alright, so let's throw all my artillery at this. Let's add. Nebelwerfers are going to be pretty strong. Nebelwerfers in broken. Oh no, they're not. They're halved. Okay, that's alright though. 10 plus 26, 32, 36. Halved is 18. Plus my artillery. Now my artillery firing into broken is also halved. And yeah, I think I'll throw everything at this. I want to get across this bridge. So 3, 4, 5, 17, 26. Halved is 13. Oh, I've got 2 more down here. So 26 plus 7 is 33, 16, 17. So I've got 43 plus 17 plus 18 is 78 on 6. What can the Americans throw at this? They're adjacent to enemy, so they can't fire. I do have some artillery over here. So they've got, this is all going to be halved as well. 3 plus 4. 7. So 10. 10. Oh, hold on. This is... Oh, that's wrong division. 28. So we've got 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Do I throw more at it? 13. One more. 18 halved to 9. So we've got 78 to 15. Gives me 5 to 1 odds. 5 to 1. And again, it is... Okay, initially 1 to the left plus 1. But I have the ER. And what other modifiers do I have? I am flanking, but I'm not across, only 2 of those units are across a river or stream. I do have reconnaissance, but it's not a night turn. They have frontline units. They are not out of comms or out of supply. My engineers are across the river. There's none here, right? Yeah, none there. I can't count them either. I have combined arms, but it's in a broken terrain, so no effect. So look, it's just, they cancel out. It's just going to be 4 to 1. 4 to 1 with no modifiers. Here we go. Oh, that's not good. 4 to 1, 3 doesn't do any damage. The 6 forces a counterattack. That's not so bad for the Americans. They can pick who they want to counterattack. More importantly, the Germans haven't captured Berg-Roland. And that's not going to be good. That's because they need that to set themselves up for the next 2 turns. They've got 1 more daylight turn left, the afternoon turn. They needed that crossing to get the 116th Panzer across. They don't have it. We have 1 more core to activate. Okay, let's check their event. It is the 66th Corps. It is the 17th. So there is no supply into Schomberg and Hersbach. Where is Hersbach? There is no supply into her. So it's a -2 dice roll modifier. First dice here is a 2, which brings it down to a 0. On the 17th morning is an E-F result. Does that mean E and F? E, comms disrupted. They may not provide... Yeah, well, I'm not attacking the Schnee Eifel anyway, and the 10th SS units Artillery units may move forward, but they cannot cross the river. Okay, so these guys can... One, two, 3, 4 and a half. Flip. Oh, I don't know what happened. They just got deleted. Flip. And they're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And same again. 1, 2, 3. And trucks. 1, 2, 3, 4. Trucks into broken is 3, 3, 4, 5. 6. 7, 8. Now they won't, they'll stay on their march side. Oh. Well, yeah, they'll stop there, I guess, and flip back over. Never know. Oh, they're 12, so they will be in range. That's good. Okay, what am I going to do with these guys? We're not worried about anything. Hersback is ours. We need. I think we need Steinbrook, right? That was our other. No. Trying to recall. Let me quickly check. Steinbrook. It is Steinbrook. So I need this hex here. How do I get there? And how do I take it with that much armour sitting in the way? I can't get across this river. That's why I need Berg-Roland. Or I push down from the north, which I'll have to try to do. Here we go. I did have a step. Here we are. Okay, we can drive down here. Focus our attacks on this unit. I don't need Harris back. I'm worried. Actually, no, I'm not. That'll be fine. They are not out of combat anymore. I'll go. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is probably going to be my stumbling point, getting the 60-second across this river. It's yeah, I'm worried about this. Trucks across a stream can't cross, so they're stuck on this side. I'll block that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll get these guys up as well. We'll bring our 1, 2, 3, 1, 2.5, 3. Same. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3.5. That's up there. Keep 62nd Division together. Okay. What do I say? These guys over here. I don't really know what they can do, but protect the artillery maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'll just bring these guys back around a bit just to, I don't know. They're locked in there anyway, so it doesn't matter. Alright. So, I mean, this is going to be my northern attack. I'm thinking, do I 17 defense in broken in a village. I don't have a lot of artillery left. I could throw everything at that. I may as well try, I guess. I'll give it a go, but it's going to be horrific. Alright, so we'll try to do the northern attack first. I've got 10, 11, 16, 21 on 4. And I'll throw in, this is into woods, so artillery into woods is full. Alright, so we're looking at +6 for that artillery, +7 for that over here. And I'll save, that's all the 18th Division artillery, so I'll save the rest for down south. That's pretty good. That's 13, brings me up to 34 on 4. Respectable odds. And the Americans will fire, what do we got here? 8 core, 106. 5 halved to 3, so 7. So look at 4 to 1. 4 to 1. Now I don't have many modifiers. They've got engineers for a +1, +1 for the village. No, it's not a village. The woods are going to be 1 to the left. I have my it's a stock assault in forest, which doesn't help at all. In combined arms in forest doesn't help at all either. So nothing much that helps me, unfortunately. A lot of potential help, but not in this particular hex. So I think that's it. We're looking at now 3 to 1 +1. 3 to 1 +1. Oh, so 6 and 2. 3 to 1 6 is no effect, and the 3 to 1 2 is a DR2 result. So they're out of there. They are out of there, and oh god, I'm having a mind blank. I can't recall if enemy zones of control block retreats. Retreat route, shortest path. I think they're eliminated. Enemy zones of control extend into the hexes occupied by friendly units. They are not negated, so they're eliminated. That's interesting. And the CP is gone. Nice work. And we'll push into there. That was a surprise victory. Yeah, can't retreat. Thanks, Mazzo. So now I'm going to throw everything at this unlikely extreme. I'm talking myself down, not to get my hopes up. I'm looking at 23 on 17. But here we go. I've got 14, 19, 25, 33 Nebelwerfers. Yeah, friendlies don't negate zones of control on retreats. I had to double check that. And the amount of times I've done it, I just had a bit of a mind blank. Nebelwerfers firing into forests are at full strength. Nice work. Let's bring in my artillery now. We have got ten, 11, 12, 13. 19, 23, 28, 31, and that artillery into the woods is going to be firing full strength as well. So look, we're adding 64, to our 23 for 87. Divided by 17 gives me. Hold on, because of course there is one little artillery piece up here. Fire at half strength, 2, so 19. So 87 divided by 19. 87 divided by 19 is 4 to 1. But they have got one to the left for broken. Oh, it's across a river. That's horrific. That's going to give me 2 to the left. And they're plus 1 for the town, and they're plus 1 for their engineers. And I've basically got nothing to add to that. Should be. Oh, it's broken. I don't know why I thought I was attacking into woods. Oh, bugger. Okay. Okay, let me rethink that. It's 23. For some reason I thought this was a woods hex. So, artillery, Nebelwerfers into broken are halved, field artillery into broken are halved as well. So looking at 16, 17 plus 16. 56 divided by 19 is, ooh, it is only 2 to 1. 1 left for broken. And then plus 1 for their engineers, plus 1 for the town, plus 1 for their ER, and then of course 2 left for the river. I told you this has been a bad attack. This is not going to end well. So 2 to 1, 3 to the left, 1, 2, 3, looking at 1 to 2, plus 3. That's a 7. Which doesn't do any damage. And a 5, which causes an AR1. Could have been worse. I think they're somewhat relieved at that AR1 result. Oh, you know what? Sorry, I meant to throw in. Oh, I meant to do air combat. Too late. I was saving this up for that battle. I completely forgot. Would it have changed anything? Probably not. Maybe 1 extra column shift to the right. Yeah, I think 1 extra column shift to the right. 1 to 2. If I did it, of course it could have been intercepted, so I don't think it would have changed much. I mean, I just cancelled that retreat, but it could have been intercepted along the way anyway, so not to worry. And that is the end of the German impulse. Things are going pretty well down in the south. I reckon they'll be able to take... Actually, maybe not. 2 turns left. They're going to have to smash through this and then hit Edelbrook. They might hit it this turn with a 352nd. They've got a lot of objectives along here. I reckon they'll eventually get Clairvaux. Just a matter of time. And I'm pretty confident they'll eventually capture Berg-Roland. It's these objectives here. Well, this objective, Steinbrook. I don't think they'll capture that. 2 more turns. Maybe they'll hit this unit out of the way. And maybe they'll get close. They're going to have to do some night combat. It's going to be close. It's going to be a close run to the finish. Close run to Steinbrook. Clairvaug's not going to be easy, but I think they'll get it. And it'll be maybe some tough fighting around Edelbrook. So three key objectives that I think hang in the balance. The 2 big towns down the bottom, and then this, where is it? That little village that we occupied. The Germans have captured this, and they lost it due to that American counterattack. Amazing that this was one of the first objectives they captured, and they just got pushed back, and now they're getting pushed back even further. Yeah. Alright folks, I will round it up there. And yeah, run through the American turn. The American turn always tends to progress slowly. I'm checking command and checking reinforcements, and there's often quite strict requirements on where these reinforcements, these guys have to march through Verviers, and then Stavelot, these guys have to march through Eupen and then Malmedy, and there are some other things I need to consider. I don't know why they're barely going to reach the fighting by the time the scenario ends, but anyway. Yeah, alright folks, I'll round it up there. Thanks everyone. Take care. Just think if I've missed anything. All core are done. Yeah, it's going to be iffy. It's going to be a close one. Alright folks, take care. I'll catch you later.